This is Struggling to Succeed. In this week's episode, we're going to discuss New Year's resolutions. Do they work? Are they worth it? Or are they just pointless? New Year's resolutions. Do they work? Well, here's a clear answer for you. Yes and no. The reason why I say that is it all depends on the type of resolution you're making, and it all depends on how much you really want to commit to that resolution. Let's discuss that further. Did you know that according to somebody wise on the internet, that 80% of all New Year's resolutions fail by February? I wonder why that is. Also, the same wise person or company or stats people mentioned that only 8% of people follow through and complete their New Year's resolutions all the way to the end of that year. So only 8% of people actually complete what they set out to do. If 80% of all New Year's resolutions started fail by February, what does that tell you? Well, in my Struggling to Succeed journey, and in my opinion, that tells me that those habits, routines, strategies, or resolutions, whatever you want to call them, were implemented without the people really, actually, truly wanting to do them. In my opinion, if you start something in January and you've already dropped it by February, you didn't want to do it in the first place. It was just some sort of idea or feeling, or that's what I should be doing, or ideal person, or my ideal image of myself should be doing that, or this year I'm going to cut back on X, Y, Z, or I'm going to go to the gym every day. And deep down, when you set those resolutions, when you really ask yourself, do I want to commit to this? The answer is probably no. So my point when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I personally think they're a pile of bullshit. But then, as a flip on that, I have done them, I have failed on them, but I've also done them and completed them. You may have noticed that I said already in this video that New Year's resolutions don't work and New Year's resolutions do work. That they can and they don't. Well, let me break down 3 quick reasons why I personally feel why they do work and why they don't work. The first reason why I feel like a lot of people fail in their New Year's resolutions is they don't find the why. They don't find the purpose behind what they want to do. The people who do find the purpose and dive a little bit deeper into why they're doing something, they have a little bit more of an understanding and a little bit more of a high-level future goal than just someone who sits on the sofa and picks something out of the air, or because the rest of their friend group is doing something, they decide that they should do that too. You'll find that somebody who really gets to why they want to start a resolution, why they want to start doing a habit, technique, or strategy in their life to make it better, have probably asked themselves questions and have probably come to a point in their life where they're saying, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to feel slow anymore. I want to have more energy. I want to lose weight. There's a lot of things that can go in to somebody making a why decision. Over again, as I mentioned, somebody who's just like, oh, everybody else in my friend group is buying a 1-year yoga pass because they're going to go to yoga class for 1 year. That person's probably going to be part of that 80% and drop out within the first month or so because they haven't really strategically thought about why they want to introduce this new habit, tip, technique, or strategy into their life. The more questions you ask and the more answers you can get of why you want to do something, the more really that you're going to succeed in it. Reason number 2 why resolutions fail or succeed is commitment. Once that you find out your why, you need to commit to that tip, technique, strategy, or habit or routine, whatever it is. If you make a commitment to yourself privately, or you tell people around you that you're doing something for 52 weeks, or Even if you want to say, rather than doing a New Year's resolutions, you say for the next 3 months, I'm going to the gym twice a week. People who commit to a plan, and a plan that is able to be tracked. Like for instance, somebody doing 52 videos over 52 weeks on a YouTube channel could be something that someone can track over a year, and they have committed to it and also told their friends and family and put it out there in the world that I am committed to delivering this over the next 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever months. Commitment is key. For those who just randomly pick a new resolution and they don't make a commitment to it, or they don't strategize their why, or they don't think about how am I going to implement this, and implementing is part of commitment, because committing to something can be as simple as saying I'm going to go to one yoga class a week for the next 52 weeks. That is a commitment. It is easy to follow. It is very easy to track. But other people who just pick resolutions out of the air and don't make a commitment and just give a wishy-washy kind of like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym more often this year, or yeah, I'm going to stop smoking more this year, or yeah, I'm going to cut back on my alcohol. Where's the commitment? Where is the trackable amount in that resolution? It's just a feeling and a thought that somebody's had, and it just doesn't work out. And again, if you don't commit to something, you'll end up being part of that 80% that drop out by February. The third part of why New Year's resolutions fail or succeed is making them achievable, making them bite-sized. If you start a New Year's resolution and you say that you're going to go to the gym every day, that's not going to work, because you're going from 0 to 100 miles an hour. If you say that I'm going to become a vegan, 0 dot, boom, you're a full meat eater, not even a vegetarian, you're going to struggle with that because you haven't slowly but surely worked up to completely cutting something out. Some people agree with cold turkey. I don't think it works as a technique to quit something or to start something, just to charge into it. People who make goals, tips, techniques, and strategies achievable in bite-sized amounts usually succeed, and they last longer. So if you have a New Year's resolution this year, and say for instance it is to go to the gym, start off with bite-sized achievable amounts. Set yourself a goal of going once a week for the first 4 weeks for half an hour. And then after the first month, decide to go to twice a week for an hour, and slowly build up. And then by the time June comes around, you could be going every day of the week because you've built that habit. But I can guarantee if you wake up on January the 1st, 2018 and decide that you're going to go to the gym every single day, you're going to drop out pretty quickly because your body won't be used to that. You won't know quite what to do. You'll get overwhelmed. You'll get bored. You might even get injured. And boom, by February, you're back to the sofa, Netflix. I wonder what's on this February. Yeah, any good movies? In my struggling to succeed journey, before I started my personal development journey, before I got into tips, techniques, and strategies and understanding how to set smart goals, how to set achievable goals, I was one of those 80%. I would set goals like quitting smoking when I was in my 20s, which I didn't do until I was in my 30s, until I found my why. From exercising more to deciding to go for runs at 5:30 every morning, on the first turn of the clock. I'm going to go out for a run every morning. And these are things that I tried before I actually understood that you need to find a why, you need to commit to something, and you need to make it bite-sized and achievable. The amount of New Year's resolutions I have attempted and failed, I've lost count. I have failed more times than I have succeeded. However, I have succeeded. There are a couple of times in my life that I actually have used these 3 categories. I found a why, I've committed to it, and I've made it bite-sized, and I've actually achieved those. And those 2 examples are, one of them is this channel. I made a decision at the end of 2016 to post a video every week on a Saturday morning regarding a topic that I enjoyed, which is personal development. Here we are at the end of 2017, about to enter 2018, and I have completed that task. I have done 1 video every week over the year. The reason why I was able to achieve this, my why, was I wanted to try something different in my life. I wanted to not just waste a year doing the same old stuff. I wanted to push myself out there, experience a different thing, and also learn about video editing, about lighting, about YouTube. YouTube's huge. It's a massive component in a lot of our lives, and the future is digital, and I wanted to be a part of that and not to be someone who lets all these new technologies and all these new avenues just drift by them. The second point about that is once I found my why, I committed to it. And the commitment was posting one video a week around a subject that I enjoyed, and that video being anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. That is very, very trackable. That's very, very trackable. One video a week on subjects that I like between 5 and 10 minutes. It's super easy. Well, it wasn't super easy. It was difficult at times, but it was trackable and it was manageable. The last one was bite size. I didn't say I was going to post 3 videos a week, 2 videos a week, 5 videos a week. I give myself a bite size achievable target, which is 1 video a week. Some of my videos took me 3 or 4 hours to shoot. Others of my videos took 20 minutes. Some of them worked, some of them were more difficult, but that bite size knowledge in my head, knowing that I needed to set aside anywhere between an hour to 4 to shoot a video once a week. All I had to do was cut out 2 movies, cut out a few hours of television, and all of a sudden, a year later, I have 52 videos over 52 weeks on a YouTube channel, which I'm pretty proud about. It's been a lot of fun. The other time in my life that I used this technique and it worked, I'm going to keep this one super brief, but I asked my wife to marry me about a year ago. I wrote a comment on a daily basis in a small diary, and I handed it to her at the end of the year to ask her to marry me. Now, let's go through the why. Let's go through the commitment. Let's go through the bite size. Why? I wanted to marry my wife. I love her. 2, commitment. It was super easy. Write a quick note every day in a diary about something positive that she had done and why I loved her. 3, bite size. It was a 5-minute quick note. 5 minutes a day over a year in a diary seems like a lot when you think writing a diary every day, but when you actually break it down into those 3 little categories, it was super easy, super achievable, and I completed it. So over the last couple of years, I have used these 3 areas to push through a couple of activities that I've done from the start of the year through to the end of the year. That's it from me this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you can use this technique to set more achievable New Year's resolutions. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead and hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and follow along and get lots more content on my Struggling to Succeed journey. I will put a link to my own website in the notes below, and hopefully I will see you next week for more Struggling to Succeed tips, techniques, and strategies. Thanks very much for watching. Make it a good one.